Hello, boys and girls. What's going on out there in the Govcon world? How are all my wonderful people, beautiful folks, enjoying this, excuse me, hump day? Happy to be here. We're always only one obstacle call away from your biggest contract, your first contract, that $5 million crossing the threshold. Welcome, my 500 to 5 million crew. Looking forward to all the things that are going to happen in this upcoming season. So, if this is your season for winning, say hoorah, because I know it's my season. And as we're waiting for Miss Maria Martinez to jump on stage to talk about today's lesson, dangers of becoming a government contract consultant, we're going to come up and talk about some of her experiences, share some of my experiences and insights with folks out there as well. So, as always, if you're new to our channel, first things first, definitely put in there your name, your city, the industry that you're in so that we can talk to you and relate. And so, let me just make sure I got my people here. MJ, dropping it in there. Uh, let us know who's out there, who we're talking to, who's in the building. If you are new to our channel and you're not familiar with us, visit the site govcongiants.com/courses. Tells you all about the programs that we have, and we're going to go over that in the beginning. And if you have any questions, you can always give us a call. It's on the screen, 786-477-0477. The lovely Erica will take your call. She'll be happy to hear from you. And something new that I'll bring up again before we get started is if you are a veteran, for my veterans out there, if you are a veteran, we are working with Goodwill and USAA helping veterans get scholarships to take our program. So if you're a veteran, pull out, go ahead and just screenshot this. This is the gentleman you want to call, Ryan Gardner. So if you're a veteran, screenshot this, give them a call, send them an email, tell them you are working with Govcon Giants, Maria Martinez, and they can get you a scholarship to take our program for free. So that's amazing opportunity for all the veterans. You should take advantage of it because we've been working on trying to find a partner to help support us. And so we did find that in Goodwill Industries. So we're very happy to have Goodwill as a partner. And I want all of my veterans to take advantage of that because, again, one first thing, obviously, our courses are the best, but more so than that, we want everyone to have opportunity to be able to learn, to get the information, to change their life, to make an impact, to make a difference, to create jobs, and hopefully, right, change the lives of other people. So we're looking forward to that, and we're excited to partner with Goodwill Industry and USAA. So again, if you're new to our channel, visit govcongiants.com/courses, all of our offerings. Just want to, real quick, I'll share some of our programs out here. So again, what we've done is we used to have a bunch of courses. We consolidate that to a single course, Academy 3.0, and it's not even a course. I mean, this is essentially all of our courses put together that makes up our offering. So we took the best of the best, teaming partners, serial to million and vendor credit, GovCon 101, the basics, GovCon 102, understanding what that teaming look like, capability statements, finding $1 million buyers for your services, proposal writing, contract opportunities, how to bid, how to estimate, and then consulting, which we're going to talk about today. And then on top of that, we threw in 3 years of Zoom calls, right? Wait. We threw in FAR clauses that the FAR clauses help me negotiate contracts. And then business development guide on how to do business development, maximize 8A certification, IDIQs, and a whole bunch of other resources, contract agreements, documents, things that you need. So all of that is in our Academy 3.0, which includes consulting. Now, a lot of people, they want to buy the consulting. This is part of 3.0. But let me tell you this is what we're going to talk about today, right? This is the curriculum for our complete guide to becoming a government contract consulting. This is what we're going to focus on today. So we're going to talk about the consulting agreement, non-disclosure circumvention, all of these things in here, how to find an 8A company to consult for, and the mishaps that occurred for us and that process. So we're going to jump into that. Again, for all of my veterans out here, definitely uh, take a screenshot, reach out to Ryan Gardner. And again, if you have the ability, I suggest you join in with us today, now, okay? Because we're doing so many wonderful things uh, in terms of helping businesses with funding, with credit. We're doing partnerships with entities that provide SBA loans, mezzanine funds. So we're doing all this great stuff. So if you're part of our community, you're going to get first dibs on all of that. If you're outsider looking on the inside, well, you know what that happens. So again, everything that we do in terms of working with organizations to help support like my business, Maria's business, Randy, all the wonderful people that we come up here on the stage. We're going to be always, 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 we support those who support us. So again, if you have not already done so, and I know a lot of new people are on the screen, definitely take a look and consider it and figure out how to way to get it done. So we're trying possible. If anyone else out there knows of any other programs that exist, definitely open to hearing it. By the way, that's my IG on the screen, eCoffee. So visit me on IG. We do a lot of fun stuff over there. I make a lot of funny videos. And on YouTube now, you could buy these hoodies one obstacle calls away. So let me bring up my counterpart, Miss Maria, to the stage. And
You didn't give me any notice, by the way.
oh, I'm sorry. Let me put her back down. Okay, she didn't get any notice. All right, bring her back up. So
Right. I was
uh,
looking for the link for them to buy your merch. I should have worn my shirt. I almost wore it.
that's okay. You were working today, so I get it.
I haven't
What's going on, Roberto? Welcome. How's it going? Glad that you could join us today. Let me see who else we got going on. Kenny, nice. Roberto, Leland. Oh, that's Randy. What's going on, Randy? Randy's in charge of BD. Oh, that's a nice picture of her. So Randy's running our BD in a box, where we're going to be helping companies do complete business development services from end to end. Monica, Tech Brain Solutions, or Monica. I'll get it right. All right, Roberto says, where do we start? Just found out about you this past week. Again, visit our website, govcongiants.com/courses. Welcome, My Coffee Rocks. Serena from North Carolina, medical supplies and equipment. Yes, Maria and I, we just finished a call with someone that provides, what was it? Not, he does some
medical
medical supplies, but he's
instruments.
specific. What is it?
Medical instruments.
Medical instruments. That's it. He provides medical instruments. So, cool. Kenny Lewis, President Global Holdings, based in Philadelphia. We move dry goods by box, semi truck, and warehouse storage space. Sweet. There's a lot of storage space that's needed for the government. So, like I said, the park containers, trailers. Yep. Cool. All right. So let's see. Jane, happy to have you. We love it. We love it. We love it. Robert, my man, as always, thank you for supporting what they do, Robert. And so, with that said, we got Baby Goat to the stage. Maria, By the way,
Hey.
again, if you're just joining us, first and foremost, you have to, have to, have to. We're really big on following directions. Okay. So, one of the things, I learned some really cool things at the event, Maria.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought you were gonna say that you should follow instructions when I tell you to be there at 1 and show up with a mask, and people do not.
okay, that's I was not gonna say that just yet, but okay, you can say that.
Simple instructions go a long way.
Simple instructions do go a long
But
way.
but it's to like my sub that shows up late and without a mask.
Right. Today. Okay. Well, so yeah, no, that's interesting. Today's topic, dangers of becoming a government contractor consultant. And I brought you up because I want to talk about some of your experiences. I'm going to talk about my experiences today. But before we do that, we've got 23 people in the room. First of all, I need people to tell me who you are out here. I want to know that I'm talking to regular people, business owners, CEOs that are interested in changing their life using government contracts. So if you're not, then just stick to the sideline and don't tell me who you are. If you are interested in changing your life, or if you're interested in our $500 to $5 million club, right? You want to be one of the 500 businesses that we take to $5 million. Please let us know who you are, the 24 people. Tell me your industry. Again, some people did it. Mariano did it. President ProLogic Group Solutions, Palm Bay, Florida. All right. Freight Brunch Company in the house. I love it. All right. Mike, SLS Consulting, construction companies, California Bay Area, Florida, North Tampa. All right. So let us know who you're out there, because the way that we're going to be able to do this, and what I learned, Maria, at this event, it says you're only, like, if you just sit back and you observe, you're gonna learn like 1 to like 5%, right? And if you take notes, you're gonna learn like maybe single digit to like maybe 10%. But if you're like involved and active, then that's when it sticks. So we got to get people involved. We got to get them active. We got to activate those things in their brains. And like, we were like jumping up and down and listening to music, and we had an MC. And so I can't tell y'all to like hug, because we're virtual, but y'all can do a virtual hug. You can drop stuff in the chat. Like, I mean, have fun. Government contracts is already boring enough. And so like, there's no point in coming on here and being boring also. So again, let us know who you are. I want to meet all my people. Has anybody seen any of our TikToks? Are they any good? Maria's doing TikToks now.
Because
Kenya is driving, so we're not going. Kenya gets a pass because Kenya's driving.
I was told that I should do TikToks. I was at the conference. They were like, "You don't do TikToks?" I'm like, "No, I've never even been on TikTok." They're like, "If you do TikTok, it'll increase your business." So I was like, "Okay." So I actually started just doing random videos just to see if it actually does anything. But the purpose of that is like, if someone's telling you to do something, why not try it? And so I tried it, and I'll see how it goes.
All right. Rashida says they're great. First time listening to you, Carolyn Clark. Jean says,
Here, I'll put my little TikTok thing instead of my
new business development specialist, facilities MRO electrical distributor. All right, Jean, electrical distributor. All right. Where are you out of, Jean? Tell me where you're from. All right. LaShawn Clark, Indigo Strategic Management, Operations Management, Memphis, Tennessee. All right, Memphis in the house. Elias IT Consulting Group in Tampa. So when you do this, right, what this does is also for me, I'm going to remember people, and you would be surprised how many times people email us and say, who was that person on the YouTube chat that does XYZ? And if you don't put your name, I don't know like what to tell them. So if you sit back and you don't put your name, and people are like, oh my gosh, I'm interested in working with them, I can't really help you. So do it for yourself, for your own welfare, your well-being, excuse me. Do it for your own well-being, because at the same time, Tanya, day and night labor services, freight, trade. Okay, perfect. Tanya, day and night labor services, trucking and freight broker. Beautiful. Tech Brain, Somerset, New Jersey, software developers, IT staffing. Love it. All right. The Savvy Diva, physical consultant Atlanta. I stumbled on you today and saw a pitch to my roofing contractor. He's interested. Toosh! I love it. The Savvy Diva. That's how you start, right? A soft pitch. It doesn't have to be anything difficult. I'd be curious, how's that soft pitch? By the way, we do invite people to the stage. So if anybody wants to come to the stage, I'm going to drop the link in here, especially the Savvy Diva. I would love to hear your soft pitch story. Okay. And then, by the way, we'll get started, Maria. We're going to open up and share some of your experiences of becoming a consultant and what that's like. And like I said, by the way, govconedu.com courses, we're operating from that link today, and we're discussing consulting and some of the dangers of becoming a consultant. And what I'm going to talk through today is we've got a client questionnaire, we've got a non-disclosure agreement, non-circumvention, and a consulting agreement. And so we're going to talk about those particular things today, and how they apply to you and how do they apply to your business, because it's really, it's super important to know the questions that you should be asking, the things that you should be looking out for. We all talk about becoming the middleman, but what does that look like in reality and practicality? And so that's what I wanted Maria to come up here and speak. The Savvy Diva, I put that link in. If you click that link, it'll bring you up to backstage, and then you could come on and talk. All right, MJ Global. So let's have a conversation. Tell us about your first experience as a consultant and what went right.
Okay, what went right?
Well,
Okay.
tell us what the first experience was like. What was it?
So my first experience was a lot of people. That's the first YouTube video you guys see me in, and it was basically I was still in the back end of Govcon Giants. I was doing a lot of admin work. At that time, we had already done a smaller contract, but I still stayed in the back end of things. And one day, for some reason, I saw these things on what used to be FBO, now it's SAM, regarding like HVAC. And at the time, I saw that they were very simple. So I asked you, like, why don't we do this? And you, like a good daddy, decided to just push me into the pool. It's like, you're going to learn how to swim or sink at this point. I'm not holding your hand. You said, why not just do it? And I looked at you probably like you're crazy, like I always do. But I just went ahead and I'm like, okay. So I went and found a client, just started calling people. And even though the phone call was scary, the response was very positive, and it motivated me that, or made me believe that it was possible. So the first phone call I made, I got a phone call back, and I remember that he just said that he's like, it feels like you just dropped out of the sky, because it's exactly what I was looking for. So the first part of it all was very positive. So there was a company that really needed of our knowledge and our services, and I was willing to learn by helping them get a contract. So I did site visits, I put it all together, we sent it in, and out of those three, we won two. And the one that I did, the site visit one, is the one that I developed a relationship with a facilities person. And out of that one came out 14 other contracts.
Nice. Okay. And that's the good story. We want to get into the
That's
bad
the
part later.
Instagram reel. That's
the
all the
Instagram,
pretty.
that's the Instagram reel, right? That's the Instagram reel. Hold on. We got Savvy Diva backstage. I want to bring her up because I want to hear from her.
You can put me backstage.
Why do you mean? Hold on. Why you might want to go backstage? Why can't we have all of us on it together? Look at that. See? That works. Look at that.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. So you say you just learned about us today?
Literally today.
Maria, how many times do we go live and people say they just learned about us today?
It's true. It's something that YouTube. I want to know, how did you stumble upon us today?
Oh, okay. So
By the way, I love your background. It's so set up for Zoom. You are so like prime. Like your background is so fancy. It's so set up for like to be on show.
it was not intended to be that way. I just started adding stuff to a bookshelf, and that's what we ended
I
up.
don't know. That's pretty strict. Like, you got the round window at the top and then the bookshelf to the side. That's pretty nicely well done. So
Thank you.
That's okay.
Well,
Go
listen,
ahead.
I spent a lot of time in here, so I might as well make it comfy.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Asking. Yeah.
I was just doing a YouTube search this morning and learning a little bit. And really my expertise, I actually still have a full-time job, but in my full-time job, I manage 13 programs with about a $70 million budget. And so I get to award a lot of contracts.
Okay.
And so one of the things that I've started to do within my consulting business is helping entrepreneurs to get corporate contracts, because I know a lot about that. And so I started down this path, and then the opportunity, just kind of light bulb moment of, if they're going after corporate contracts, they probably got what they need to be able to get government contracts as well. So Let me start learning a little bit more about that. So that's how I found you this morning.
Wow, that is amazing. So you said you manage a program of 70 million. Obviously it's a corporate client?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so I work for a Fortune 500 company,
Gotcha.
and out of
Nice.
respect for my employer, I
No, no,
won't
no,
say
no.
the name,
I
but
understand. No, no, look, again, I get it. We have so many, and that's the beauty, I think, that what's happening now, right? Where we were saying how so many of us in the future are going to be like independent contractors, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, right? That's kind of like the future of all industries. Even my people in tech, I mean, they're all contractors now. No one tech, like, I mean, yes, they may work for Microsoft, but they are contractor for Microsoft because they could just go on to Amazon or move over to Facebook or Meta. And so, it's not like it was previously where you stayed on with Microsoft for 20 years. That's incredible. So you probably do, and again, this is me just making an assumption, like supplier diversity side.
I'm not on the supplier diversity side. Actually, the contracts that I award are specifically in support of the programs that I
Nice.
manage.
Okay.
But I work really closely with supplier diversity to ensure that we've got diverse businesses that we're awarding some of these dollars to.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, a selfish question? Because I had one of my GovCon people say this to me that sometimes they feel like it's easier to come to the front door than a supplier diversity door.
I would say yes and no. It just
Okay.
depends on it depends on how stressed supplier diversity is. So they've got a big goal that they're trying to achieve right now, and people are coming to them all the time wanting to get in the program. They get them in the program. A lot of them need mentoring. So they're a very lean organization. So they're trying to do a whole lot with a few people, and probably overwhelmed. So I can say that for us that are in the business units that are
Okay.
actually procuring the services and products, it may be a little bit easier because we're not stressed in the same way that supplier diversity is.
Okay, that's fair. Now, so tell us about the experience that you had. You said you made a soft pitch on someone, and tell us that story.
So we had some roofing work done on our house. We had our roof and gutters replaced, and the contractor that did the work, they messed up our landscape lights. So he called me today, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to bring my electrician out. We're going to take a look at your lights and see what's going on." I mentioned, the second check, the final check for them to get paid for the services.
Right.
I hadn't seen it come from the insurance company yet. So I said, hey, I'll do make some calls and figure that part out.
Sure.
But while I got you on the line, do you just do residential work? And I know that they've done at least probably a dozen homes in our neighborhood this year.
Right.
So if they made 25,000 on our house, well, they're doing it right.
Exactly. Like, they do.
Yeah.
All right.
So he mentioned they do residential and commercial work. He's actually been up in Tennessee recently. So
Where are you out of? Where are you out of?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said, yeah, they do both. And I said, well, is it just private work, or are you doing any, state or federal contracts? And he said, no, but we'd love to. We just don't know how. I was like, well, if you had somebody to actually do that for you or with you, would that be interesting? Would you be interested in that? And he said, absolutely. He said he has, so he's got this company, and he's also a 49% owner in another contracting company that the other owner is, the 51% owner is a minority veteran.
Okay.
So he mentioned that, they definitely had talked about the potential, but didn't know like what the
They
next
know what to do. Right.
Yeah.
So
I was like, I gotta figure this out now. I might have a client and don't know what I'm doing yet.
Well, that's why we're here to help, right? That's why we're here, and that's what we teach, and that's great. That's a good story, and I love it, and I hope everyone's taking notes, because a lot of times, and you got to get in the arena, right? And we have a Gus. He says his name is IT International, stands for in the arena. And you did that, right? Instead of sitting to the sideline and saying, "Well, I don't know anything about this stuff," you throw a softball, like, "Hey, what do you think?" Right? Like, does it sound like something that makes sense to you? And most people have heard about government contracting and have no idea how to start.
Exactly.
And they're really good contractors. I was having dinner with a group last night, And and I said to the guy, I said, I do not believe that the best people are working for our government. I feel like the people that know how to do it are working for them, but the best people or companies are sitting to the sideline because the bureaucracy, the process, the paperwork, all of the other stuff, that's a challenge. So I'm a firm believer that some of our best contractors, we've still yet to discover them because it is a complicated process. It is a challenge. So that's amazing.
Well,
Uh,
I'll give you a little more to my
Give me some
story.
more to the
So
story.
when I learned about this morning, you know, I will be very honest and transparent and say I am one of those shiny object syndrome people. So I was like, okay, God, if this is what you want me to do, I need you to send me confirmation. And literally, that phone call came in today, and I said, I'm just going to do a soft pitch, see what he says. And I felt like that was my confirmation that this is a path that I need to explore. So,
Yeah, that's amazing. And then look, and then tonight you're up here with me.
yes, who knew?
And then tonight you're on with Maria and I, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. I like it. Maria, I'm looking for some documents for her. You want to go ahead and talk through some things?
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of people mistake that. I think it's the fear that we have of making that phone call because, like you said, look what they told. Their response was like, "Yeah, we've thought about it. We just never had anyone approach us with it." And that's a response that a lot of people have, and we're so surprised to hear that. I think we expect everything else except like, "Yeah, oh my God, thank you," like of course. And I want people to have that in their mind of no expecting that instead of a no. And it would change your whole mindset because you went at it with no pressure. And I think that made the experience a lot better and easier than somebody that has all this pressure. I have to get a client. I have to get a client. I have to get a client. So I think your story is really great for people to hear because, and it's someone that you worked at your house. You didn't even have to do all the stuff. So you know they did. You trusted them with your roof. So they're able to do somebody else's roof. So it just goes to show that just look at the people around you, especially homeowners of people that come to your house, people that you allow, that you pay for their services, from landscapers to roofers to even laundry services and janitorial. Like, look at all these people around you just because you never know who's going to be your next person. So, and like you, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So don't let anything fool you. Back then it was like, okay, I'm in it. Let's keep going. Once I got to the next thing, it's like, I turned to him like, what do I do? And it got to the point like, what's certified payroll? They say like they can't pay me unless they have this thing. I'm like, what is it? So I think I best operate in that kind of environment of like you keep going. And once you stop and breathe, you look back and you're like, I did that? Like, wow. So I'm excited to see that from you because I promise it's not hard. When you were talking about your full-time job, it just went over my head. So if you could do what you do, this is going to be easy. Hindsight though. During it, it might be a little like you're going to question, why am I doing this? Like what came to me? But if you're able to do what you do, oh, please, you got this. You got it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm
Well,
excited.
no, thank you for sharing. I hope you stay around. We're going to talk about some of our experiences throughout the show today. I've got another person backstage. I want to bring them up, but no, stick around. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see you on one of our Tuesday calls soon. So
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing me up to the stage.
no. I love it. I love when you said that story. I was like, I got to hear this. I got to hear more. And that's why we come on Wednesdays, is because really Wednesdays I normally don't want to teach. I want to talk and engage and let people ask me questions. So that's really what I reserve Wednesdays for. I usually just have a topic, but I really want to engage with the people out in the audience to find out where their challenges and struggles. But you're already winning, so I don't even have nothing to ask you because Like you already out the gate, you're winning. So that's amazing.
Well, I'll be winning when I get that
No.
contract signed.
No, you
I know.
celebrate every single thing. Some of our people have been in with our programs like 1-2 years, and they haven't even done any kind of pitch. Soft, hard, doesn't matter. Like they haven't even gotten that far. So we have to remember to stop and like, oh, like I
Give
did that.
yourself
Like,
credit.
yeah, it happened.
Right.
So
right.
now you keep going. Make
We're
it
big
a
on that.
moving
Yeah,
forward.
because sometimes
Small wins.
I think we set the bar too high for ourselves. And I know I'm definitely the person to do it because I'm always talking about big numbers. But I do think that we should definitely be giving ourselves credit for every achievement along the way, because at the end of the day, believe it or not, I know you want the contract signed, you want to win, you want to get a check, but that experience is going to be a lot more enjoyable if you celebrate it along the way than if you're waiting and anticipating like the next thing, because there's always a next thing, right? Like then you receive 100,000 contract, then like, man, I want a 200,000 contract. Then you receive 200,000, like, you know what? I want a 500,000, right? So there's always a next thing. So you just have to kind of enjoy the whole process and celebrate at each step.
I'll take that. Small wins.
Small wins. Small wins. I mean, you're already successful in your job, so you're just becoming double successful now. I mean, you're already successful at your job. I already know it because so now you're just going to be double successful. In
I'm
another area.
blessed.
That's wonderful. No, thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Gelson.
Hey, hello.
Hey, how are
Hello.
you?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Man, hey, Eric, I've been listening to you for about a couple months,
Okay.
and I'm a fan. And Maria, I just started following you too,
Okay.
also.
All right.
And I see you got that little contract that's in downtown Miami. If you need help moving
Ah,
it, I got you.
Actually,
that's
I
right.
was just in
That's
Fort
right.
Lauderdale because out of that 2 contracts in Miami, I have an
Mhm.
open one in Broward at the
You
Broward
need
Federal Courthouse. And I was telling
We
people, I'm
just
like,
were there today.
I was like, it's so hard. And people don't think that. It's like, I'm giving you a contract that it's small enough, but for any one of us to do it, but big enough for us to be like, wow. And out of 5 contractors I sent plans and specs to, I
Mhm.
got 1.
Wow. So if you need help, because I'm a freight brokerage company, we own a freight brokerage company, me and my wife. If you need help moving some products that need to go to that downtown building, I'm more than happy to help you guys out with that. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
my question, Eric, that I wanted to ask, because I recently put in for a solicitation on the government contract. Well, maybe both of you guys can answer. For one, I didn't put in on time. I put in like 3 minutes after trying to figure everything out. So I remember you were saying, Eric,
I got
everything is pay attention to detail.
Hey, man.
And listen, I spent countless nights trying to average everything out, right? So just the small backstory behind it was I was trying to, calculate the miles and everything because it was like across the United States of moving boxes.
Yep.
So you had to move it to the nearest storage area. That was the assignment. But
Okay.
what knocked me over the head was they was like, oh yeah, you got to move this one from Puerto Rico to this hub in Atlanta, and
Okay.
another one that's in Hawaii that needs to go all the way down to Missouri. So I had to
Okay.
calculate that. That threw
All
me in
right.
for a loop trying to
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
those things out.
yeah.
But anyways, I got outbid, right? But I think where I'm failing at, and maybe I'm pretty sure you guys can help me out at that, is do you guys have a course of understanding contracts? Like as far as just the understanding whole general of it, and also knowing getting a consultant or somebody who can prepare that. Do you guys have people
We
that's
have
on the team?
we do have people that can prepare that. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
So we have inside of our course, we do have a section that all we talk about is actual contracts, right? How to read the
Mhm.
contracts, what to look for in the contracts, how to determine whether or not you qualify for the contracts. We talk
Mhm.
about estimating and bidding and calculating the numbers. right?
Okay.
So we do have that inside. And then your
Okay.
second question was more about the consultant, right? How to find a consultant. So we do in our inside of Academy on the consultant modules, we discuss what does it take to find a consultant, and what do you need when you have someone, like what documents they should be signing, and what does that look like, right? And what those agreements look like, and what are their expectations. And that's actually
Right.
part of what I have here on the screen. I'm going to remove this other one and let me share this other screen. Hold on. But we talk about that. Hold on.
But also, just so people know, we are going to start offering, like you said, can someone do it for you? We have a team of people that will help you write your proposals and put all that together to make sure that you are doing it right by following like the order they want it in, the font they want it in, how do they want it to look? Do they want it in two separate things and stuff like that? So we also offer those services.
Okay, because
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, because I was like, we have that. We also have like the business development side and the target market list side of like extra things that we are going to start offering. Because I know everyone's busy, and you said it was you and your wife, and we want everyone to learn how to do this, but sometimes there's jobs, there's kids, there's life, so people get busy, and it's easier to just hand it off for us to be able to do it and just return it back to you.
Okay, because I realized they ask for like things. For instance, you're gonna put everything in a PDF file, but everything needs to be submitted in that one thing.
Yes.
And you have to make sure that certain things are separate. And it was just kind of like to understand it. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I was knowing the person who was reviewing the contract officer, but I was asking all type of questions. And I was sending them, and then they'll update, and I realized that they'll update it and post the questionnaires that was already asked, but I didn't care. I just kept on asking questions that I was curious about. But I think that was one of my biggest things as far as that is concerned.
You said you got outbid?
Yeah, the crazy thing is I estimated, just to put the numbers out there, it was for like 285,000, right? And the person won. They won, and their bid was like 400,000, 480,000. So
higher than you.
Yeah, they went higher, but I don't know if it's because I turned it in 3 minutes late.
Right. Yeah, that means that's correct. That means that you could have actually technically won that contract.
You got disqualified by 3 minutes.
So,
3 minutes. That's what killed me.
Eric got disqualified for 4 minutes.
Wait. Did you request a debrief?
No, I sent I was trying to figure out what the word was. This is what I did. I sent an email today, matter of fact, asking what was the updated status of it. So do I just put the procurement number on there, and then I say, hey, we need a debrief on
You were supposed to do that already.
Okay, so that pretty much that.
How
under
many
the
days
bridge
since they made the award?
It's supposed to be yesterday, matter of fact.
So you may have time. So send them an email and say you want to request a debrief.
Okay. I want to request a debrief. Okay,
that way you'll find out if in fact you were the low bid and you just messed up by turning it in late. Maybe you won it.
I don't know, because
I make you feel good though. You want to be heartbroken?
No. My thing is, I want to know what I did wrong so I don't make that mistake again.
Request a debrief.
Okay, request a debrief. Okay.
There you go. Request a debrief.
So just basically I'm requesting a debrief for solicitation number XYZ.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I would like to request a debrief on the proposal I submitted, or like I said.
But it was due yesterday. It was awarded yesterday.
Well, I went online and I looked on the weekly on the SAM.gov. I looked on the weekly reward contracts, and I see that somebody won. But then when I went on I forgot the name of that website. I'm fairly new to this. It's the the rewards. Yes, the P. I put the number in and it didn't show up at all.
Yeah, but because FPDS doesn't connect it instantly.
Right. So
if SAM.gov posted it, you need to you should be emailing them tonight and ask for
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna ask for a
debrief
debrief.
like right away, just because you only have, I think, 3 days to do it, 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they just made the award in the last, you said yesterday, then you're within your rights to do it. So I would do
Okay.
that immediately.
Man, I just came in the country yesterday from Jamaica, and I'm on my website. I'm online, like trying to figure out, hey man, did I win it? What's going on
Yeah. No.
for my birthday? And I'm still trying to figure it out. But I got the news today. I was
Trust
like,
the
okay,
debrief,
cool.
and that way you can find out what's going on, and then you can come back and tell us.
Okay, but as far as the consultant,
As far
will
as
I
the
be able to
consulting
find out
part,
with that?
yeah. Tell me exactly what you need. What would you need from us?
More so on one, to learn how to write the contracts, to
Okay.
fill in the contracts,
Okay.
and two, if I can't do it,
You have
who
somebody
can
to
I
turn to.
call?
Yep.
Yeah, is there
Yep.
somebody I can
Yeah.
turn to?
I mean, I would say just sign up for 3.0 Academy. And then, like you said, if it's still not enough, then we could have someone from our team work with you, because it is hard for us to to talk to people that we don't know, because we don't have a relationship with them. So it's easier
Okay.
when you're in our programs that we already know you, we see you, we talk to you. So then you're like, hey, Eric, remember it's me, Gelson, the crazy guy. I turned the bid 3 minutes late. I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, you get me, like it's like anything else. You're building rapport, and we get to know
Right.
you. So
Right.
it's just easier. And then because like we all know each other on those calls,
Mm-hmm.
so everyone knows each other. And then we've had in the past, right, people that help to offer the right proposals for people. And so where they did like a barter situation. So we've done it in the past, but we've also had people that will help you write it for cheap. But we do it. We actually now offer that service.
Okay. Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
all
And do
right.
you guys have any other events that's going on where it's like
We
in
are
living
so
color?
in July we're having an event in July.
Okay.
Not
Also,
Miami.
June 29th, there is the meet and greet in DC with Target Gov.
Oh,
Is
in
it when is
DC.
it?
June 29th.
Okay.
You say it's in DC?
Yes.
Where are you out
Okay.
of?
I'm out of Margate.
Oh, Margate. Oh,
Oh,
you're
Right
down.
up the street.
remember he
That's
said
why
he
you
could watch
know.
up to Broward.
That's how I recognized the building. I was like, she over there. She got one. I was like, oh.
Yeah, her and I were down. We were in Fort Lauderdale courthouse today off Broward Boulevard.
Okay.
We were both.
Okay.
You'd have caught both of us out there today.
Man. But I see you in living color someday, both of you guys. But I hope to meet you guys in
Oh, you
person.
know
You
what?
know what I mean?
No. Friday, there's an event in Broward at Signature Grand on
Off
Friday
of
night.
595.
And it's a free
And it's
event.
free. We'll be there.
What time?
It's
8:30
called Broward
to
and Beyond
4:30.
Conference.
Broward Beyond
All
Cardi.
day. Let me see if I can find it for you.
It's Beyond Business at Signature Gardens in Davie.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing it on Friday from 8 to 4:30.
Okay.
And it's free. All you have to do is register.
Okay. You said Broward Bacardi?
Yeah.
No, it's Signature Gardens in Davie.
No, I know it's a signature garden. I'm talking about the name of the
It's
event.
called
That's in
Beyond Business.
Beyond Business. Oh, okay.
Broward
Okay.
and Beyond
Right
Business.
there.
All right. Broward and Beyond Business.
Be there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll sign up for that.
So we'll be there all day Friday.
All right. I appreciate it, man. I don't want to hold up the time, but I
Happy
appreciate you
belated
guys.
birthday.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
All right,
Yeah.
see you. Bye. All right. Thank you. By the way, 39 people in the chat. First of all, definitely hit the like button. Maria and I will be there, and Brandon will be there also. So, we love this to connect with as many folks as possible who are in the area, that from the area, come out and see us and say what's up. And, let's dig in. I see 38 people that's just joining us. By the way, a couple things I just want to recap for the new people that missed out in the beginning. One is our programs that we have available. If you are a veteran, we do have a partnership now with Goodwill Industries and USAA. They're providing grants for veterans to take our programs. The information is on the screen. Grab a screenshot. Ryan Gardner. Tell him you know Maria Martinez. Don't tell him you know me because he don't know me. Tell him you know Maria Martinez. Okay. There's his email. There's her phone number. Give him a call. Tell him you want to sign up for our program. And if you're a veteran, they can get you a grant to take our program.
Or if you're the spouse of a veteran.
Ooh, or if you're a spouse of a veteran.
So it's open to veterans and their immediate family members that want to do anything like continuing education field, that they are able to help you out.
So you can get our program, Academy 3.0. If you're a veteran, Goodwill will pay for it for you. So you now have zero excuses. We're taking away everyone's excuses. All right. So if you're a veteran, let them know and reach out. If you have any questions, give us a call. And for
someone
everyone
says, yes, he's so helpful. So.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. So we have some people that have already taken advantage of it. But everyone else, visit our courses page, govcongiants.com for more information. Now,
I put the link in there.
Okay, cool. All right, good stuff. All right, look, T says yes, he's so helpful. All right. Michael said he'll be attending. Good stuff. All right, Maria. So tell us. So you told us about the good stuff. Oh, look, Latoya just got approved.
Just got approved. Yay! So I'm gonna check my email, and I'll go ahead and send that off as soon as I see that email. I'll enroll you.
There you go. Look at that. All right.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. I mean, this is good. I don't know, man. I mean, we're trying to find ways in which we can help each other. And so, this came to us through a student, and we've been sharing it. And so far, I haven't heard anyone that's been turned down. So, Maria, Jane says it looks like you're a great swimmer. Definitely an entrepreneur of mine. Ooh.
That I'll take that as a compliment. I'll say thank you.
All right, look at that. So
we're ready for the non-Instagram reel?
Let's talk about the non-Instagram reel, Maria. Let's get started.
Woo. So what had happened was, in between of me coming to my first client, we're going back 4 years now. In between calling him and getting yes, we're ready, and to the point of submitting the bid, I actually sat in the office and I was so excited. And I tell people, be excited about it, but still be sane about the whole situation. Because when we're writing down the bid, I had to tell him, like, can you please sit down for a few minutes so we could go over this? And I literally made him sit, go line by line, and I kept asking him the questions so we could put the numbers together. Now, during this process, I guess somebody did something wrong, and he went to the back office and started throwing stuff across the room. This is where I wish I had a little red flag and I could go like this in front of my face back then, because we have to understand that if you have to sit someone down to get something done, they don't want it as bad as you, or they don't need it as bad as you. So that also, when someone's estimating numbers after the fact, that's another one. And when you're asking over and over again, then things like that need to stop. Not going to a site visit and just throwing numbers up in the air does not work. That one it's happening again. So it's things that we learned, but we also try to ignore because we're so excited about being part of a contract. And it's things that I say, that project, like I said, we won 2. One was in Bradenton, and that one went well. It didn't go well, but it got completed. But that one I got a nice check for. The first one I did at the Coast Guard as well, I have a nice check for. But this big one, the biggest one I was so excited about, I actually got paid in lessons, not a nice check.
All right.
And again, the experience was great. I had to play project manager. I had to play estimator. I had to play HVAC technician, mediator. I had to do it all. So the experiences I've learned were awesome because it gave me the knowledge I have today. But like Eric says, he made his mistakes. So let's learn from those instead of you making your own and having to learn from your own mistakes. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong as a consulting client. Then I step back, but a lot of good things come out of it. That relationship I made at the Coast Guard gave me 14 other contracts. I do smaller contracts, but again, they're contracts. It taught me how to be a manager, how to be a prime, how to do payroll, everything like that. And you have to continue to cultivate those relationships. And now I'm back in the situation where I was called in, and you could see why some companies are not as successful. Organization is key. And sometimes as a consultant, you have to be able to pull people in and get them to understand certain things, that why things happen in the government. And I think that is a big realization I'm having of, and Eric used to tell me, he's like, your $29,000 headache is my $2 million headache. It's the same headache. It's just the pay might be different. So from a mom and pop shop, as much as we want to help them, they have to be able to help themselves as well. So there's just a lot of things that you need to be able to be aware of and take
let's summarize that. So are you saying the first thing that can go wrong is working with a company that's too small?
I think so. I think it's a very big mistake, because some of these contracts, these people that are used to working in the private and commercial sector are used to getting something in advance. And some of them work just like how some of us live check to check. They're living basically check payment to payment. They have to be able to sustain that, pay for that HVAC unit, pay for all those materials ahead of time, and then wait. So if you're too small, I don't think you're going to have that kind of capital or the team members to be able to perform and pay them too.
Okay. All right. So lesson number one is working with a company that's too small.
Yes.
All right. No, and I'll piggyback off of what you said. One of the things that we discuss in our programs, and if anybody's gone through our consultant programs, they know one of the things that we discuss is making sure that the company has infrastructure in place. And like Maria said, we want to help people, right? And we want to help people that are our friends, our family, people that we know. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad, and if I can help them, and we want to do that, and we're all like, good-hearted people. But at the same time, in order for us to be able to help ourselves uh, and to really service the government, there's certain things that the companies need to have in order to do that. And if they do not have these items, then we can't service the government as a client, and we can't help them. And then that means we can't help ourselves. So that is super critical when we're looking at this huge government pie, and how do we start chopping down some pieces of that for ourselves, right? Is if the entity is too small and they don't have infrastructure, that is going to basically, in my book, kill the whole deal. So, all right, that's lesson number one. So what else? What else has happened to you along the way?
Understanding how the government works is very important. I
Okay.
think the small details, like modifications that are needed to be made in between. What is it? Today I actually said, because we had to use a different set of studs because we couldn't fit something. And he's like, but we're using more materials. That's a change order. I'm like, they don't care how you get it done. If a change order is, if we're making changes to the specs and those plans, then yes, you're entitled to something different. But just because you had to change the way you're doing something doesn't mean it's a change order. So, or like how when at the Coast Guard, our specs said a 6-inch pipe, and we saw that after we broke ground, it doesn't fit. It goes to a 4-inch pipe. They're like, okay, that's fine. No, it's not fine. Like, a contracting officer has to make a modification or a change order depending if it's going to cost you anything additional, but that change has to be made, and it's only made by the contracting officer. I had an argument, well, not an argument. I had a conversation with a superintendent that he just kept saying something, and I told him, look, I don't care if the building manager comes in and tells me they want this wall to be pink, if it's not in the specs and not in the plans, I'm not giving them a pink wall. Oh, you can't talk to them that way. Oh, yes, I can. If it's not in the plans or the specs, we do not do it. That is what we follow. And those are just small things that I've learned along the way of understanding how the government operates versus just a private sector, that it's going to help you in the long run.
So let's discuss that a little bit more in detail for the people that are watching. What she's referring to is that the person that's actually working on the project alongside of you, they may ask you to do something that goes against what the contract states. And unfortunately, the only person that can make decisions about changes to the contract is an actual contracting officer or a contract specialist who's been given that authority to be able to do that. And when you're as a consultant, when you're working with companies that are coming from the private sector, a lot of times the person that's actually working with them on that project has the ability to make those decisions. Unfortunately, in the government space, that's not the case. They have separate roles and responsibilities, and that doesn't fall under the purview of the person who's actually managing the program, unless it was granted by them through some other authority. But generally speaking, 99% of the time, it's not. And so that falls in the hands of the contracting officer. And in Maria's case, the person thought, well, yeah, the guy out there says it's fine to make it, and so we'll just go ahead and make that change. However, unfortunately, the contracting officer was left in the dark, and he or she was not very happy when they found out that there were some changes to the contract. So that's good.
Yes. Okay. So I think and all of it is a lot of people think it's just that you just don't want to do it or things that you don't know. I think working alongside you and just hearing everybody else's story within our community has helped me so much, because you learn those little details that you have to pay attention to along the way. Because without that knowledge, like I would just be okay. And then at the end of the day, I could go ahead and not make it.
Right. Now, one of the things that you forgot to mention, and I'll take over for that as you have been out the house. One of the things that Maria forgot to mention, or and I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but one of the projects that she was working with a consulting client, they had agreed on this particular contract of how the fee structure was going to be arranged. So Maria and the person agreed to a certain fee structure. And what happened was we found a way to make some additional monies on that particular opportunity. But what happened, Maria did not go back and renegotiate her fee structure based on the additional found monies on this particular contract. And so what she did was, after the fact, after the contract was let, they wanted for this additional price, which was way beyond what was originally set up. Then she went back to ask for more monies. You there?
Yeah, I think with that one, memories. You bring back all these memories. I think with that one, it was that it wasn't that the fee structure was not set up. I
The
think
matrix says if you don't, contract officer don't sign off on the work, chances are you won't get paid.
Yep. I think it was that I didn't make it clear what my roles and responsibilities are as a consultant versus I am here, and we're very quick to say, oh, I'm going to help you get a contract. I'm going to help you put it together. I'm going to help you get through it. I think understanding, and your agreement has it in the back. I tell people, go through the appendix. It says what your responsibilities are and what my responsibilities are as a consultant. Because in his head, the prime's head, it was that I was going to do his certified payroll, that I was going to do submittals, that I was going to do all the paperwork they're asking for now. And I was like, that's not my job. I'm like, I can do it, but that is not my responsibility. If you want me to do it, look at all the extra money we had. Like, just pay me as your admin if you want me to do this. So I think making your roles and your responsibilities very clear ahead of time, yes, you're going to help them put the proposal together. And when I say put it together, I mean just put it in order. Make sure, just check off the boxes that it's written correctly and the way they want it. But it doesn't mean you're going to stay up 24 hours trying to figure out how to write the proposal. First of all, you might not know the technical aspect of this job, because I had no clue what an HVAC was. You could have told me an HVAC and I would have never guessed in a million years it was an AC unit. Right. And number two, plumbing. I tell people, I don't know plumbing. That's one, plumbing and electrical. So, or even like when Miguel went to an IT company, he didn't understand IT. He's learning it in the process, because it's all the words he has to get used to. But you're not a technical expert. You're not an estimator. Please don't be the estimator, because they're the first one to come back to you and point a finger back at you saying, you told me to put that price. It's not your business to run. It's their business to run. You're there to guide them in the process, not to run their business.
Right. No, I love that one. That's really good. So number 3, clearly define their role and responsibilities. So if you're just joining us now, we went over some of the mistakes that we've made in the past, dangers of becoming a government consultant. Number 1 was working with a company that's too small. A lot of us, again, I know we're givers. We've got big hearts, right? We're big softies, teddy bears, and so we want to do right by people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But unfortunately, if you can't solve the client's need, which is the U.S. government and an agency's need, then you're not going to be the right fit, and so you're going to find yourself spending a lot of time and energy wasted and not being able to actually capitalize or monetize, which at the end of the day is what it's all about. Number 2, understanding the government rules and regulations. Like Maria said, and Demetrius touched on it, chances are, if the contracting officer doesn't sign off on the work, you're probably not going to get paid. So even if the person on site seems like they're your friend, your homeboy, your homegirl, and they're telling you, go ahead and do it, make that change, fix it, the law says something different. And so you got to understand what the law says in order to be able to help them adequately, right? Because if you are their consultant and you're telling them, go ahead, it's okay, they'll square it away later, and turns out that the government is like, it's not okay, problemo, right? And then number 3, clearly define your roles and responsibilities. I think that's huge, because for me, like Maria said, a lot of times people think that as a consultant, you're supposed to do everything. You're supposed to be their admin person, their secretary. Hell, Maria, don't people tell you, oh, okay, you deposit this check in the bank? None of that. Look,
I did that last week.
like,
but I helped you invoice. I help you break it down, because you did it wrong the first time. And now I have to go get out of the mailbox, go stand in the bank, and make sure it gets deposited.
Yeah. So I think a lot of times business people sometimes can have misplaced expectations. And so it's up to us to state what you are willing to do and what you are not willing to do. And we help with that lined out and clearly in our plan. So those are great things that you mentioned. What else, Maria?
What else? Let's see. I had to learn like how to read specs and understand them. I think it just goes in the training, but again, it's just make sure you have the team the company you're working with has a team put in place that is capable of taking everything on, because then the ball is thrown back at you, and because we want this so bad, we just do it. So just make sure that there's a team of people that are able to put not only the contract together as far as the proposal, numbers, things like that, but also that they have a team that's ready to, when it's go time, that they are going to be sent on site and to do the work. So having those roles and responsibilities defined on their end is very important, because we could give you a contract right now. I'm trying to give people a contract right now, but I don't want to run into the same issues of, oh, we don't have the money. Oh, how much money you're giving me? Government ain't giving you nothing. Like, you have to have this all on your own. first make sure you're financially stable, but also too, it's like, okay, I need demo to start. Well, I do construction, so that's why I say that. I need something to start. And they're like, oh, we have to go look for the people. Don't go looking. Like, shouldn't this already have been in place in order for us to get started when they want us to get started? Remember, the government, you're on a time clock. It's not like you're going to go do a little bit here a day and a little bit here tomorrow, and it's whenever you want to. Like, where one of our projects, we have 120 days from the date of notice to proceed. On the second one, we have 210 days from that date. Now, the time starts ticking on that first day. Whatever you have to do to get it done is what we're going to do, because they've already got extensions when we first started, because we were so delayed in getting started and getting badged and all that process. Yes, things happen, but you're on a schedule. So just make sure that everybody is ready for this undertaking. I tell people, look, I'm very transparent, and I'm very honest, and I'm very blunt. I'm going to tell you what it is, because at the end of the day, the client is the government, and they are the same way. And I'm going to carry their expectations over to you to make sure that they're delivered.
No, I like that. Again, I've worked with really large companies in the past. Well, okay, let me take that back. I won't say really large. Compared to small businesses, I've worked with companies that are doing 20 to $30 million a year in sales. And when we were awarded a project, they took their time on doing the submittals. They took their time on responding. And this is a company that, again, they've got a lot of people. They have administrative folks. They've got really smart people working for them. However, they didn't act on the opportunity immediately. They didn't jump on it. And so as a result, that put us all behind schedule, because, again, if you take a long time to jump on your submittals and the initial paperwork and your schedule of values, all of these little things, right? Well, when that gets pushed back. In fact, let me go to this other screen. So when that gets pushed back, then the start date gets pushed back, and then the completion date gets pushed back. So that it just becomes uh, pretty much a train wreck, right? And it's a series of missteps that happen. And again, they're small at the time, but when they snowball together, it becomes, a 1 month delay at the end of your project. And again, so this is different than working with someone too small, because these companies can have the size, they can have the administrative folks, but do they have the team that's really willing, ready, and able to work? And that's something that the government uses, and everyone listening to this might want to just kind of keep that in your brains. Do you have a team that's ready, willing, and able to work? Okay, because you can have a team that's able, but they're not ready and willing. You got a team that's ready and able, but not willing. You got a team that's willing, but they're not ready or able. So really, those three things I've learned, they have to go together. They have to be ready, willing, and able. And so that's something that I was taught by a contract specialist was write back to me and say you're ready, willing, and able, because having two without the third one is a no-go. So that's something that really, when you're talking to potential consulting clients out there, you want to use that verbiage is, do you have a team that's ready, willing, and able to work if I were to land you a contract? And I think that's super, super important before you decide to proceed. And that should play a very strong factor in making a determination of whether or not you want to move forward or move to the next step with this particular company or this entity, because that's going to tell you a lot about them, and that just shows you the true colors. And there's nothing wrong with someone being honest and saying, unfortunately, at this time, we don't have the bandwidth, we don't have the people, blah 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 blah. That's okay. So the Savvy Diva that was just on, that would be something that would be a question I would ask the roofing company. Hey, yes, we know you want to do government contracts, but do you have a team that's ready, willing, and able if we were to somehow, some way find you an opportunity today? Does that make sense?
And that's important. And after today, I want people to know that it's not only for finding clients. If you are a prime out there and you're looking for those subs, have that same mentality for potential subs. Because that's one thing I asked today was, what do you do? Oh, I do fire alarm. Okay. Do you already have a team in place that's going to be able to come in and do the demo, the HVAC, and everything else? Because I need to know that they are in place to get started. Because if that's not his specialty and he could sub stuff out, I need to make sure that he knows exactly who and when they could get started.
So, Jersey, let me show you what you're showing you here. I'll put it on the screen. So I unfortunately, this silly StreamYard is not letting me pull up the actual consulting document, but the things that we're referring to are here, and the consulting agreement here. If you go to that, if you open that consulting agreement inside the course, right? If you open that up, at the appendix, it discusses expectations of the owner and the consultant duties. And so we list out there what are the expectations of the owner and the consulting duties. And then in the actual content where we discuss up here.
Can I share? Am I able to share my screen so they can see inside the course?
I think so. And then you could put here finding a company. And under finding a company, we discuss the criteria that we use to help find companies. But yeah, Maria, I think, yeah, you can try and share yours.
Let me see if it allows me to.
Okay.
Okay.
But Jersey, did you have anything specific that you were asking about that you want to see? Okay, the banner for the veteran. So again, for all of you that are joining us now, this is the information to reach out to Ryan if you're a veteran. We've been working with Ryan and Goodwill, and send him an email, give him a call. He knows us. He's already approved, I think, 6 or 7 of our students, or new
7.
students, 7 right now. And so I wish we had someone. Latoya, are you available to come up and share your experience? Just because I've never worked with Ryan, so I would love if someone who, Latoya said he's super helpful and helping to make it easy. I just want to know, like, tell everybody what you did and like what that was like. So I just, if you could, if you can't, that's fine also.
Yeah, because on my end, he tells me, "Hey Maria, can you enroll this person? Send me an invoice."
And that's
so
it.
I send it to him, and I get enrolled, and there it goes.
Right. Yeah, so we're not sure what he does on this end, but I haven't heard anyone says they were not approved. So I mean, no one's came back to me and said he didn't approve me. It seems like it's pretty straightforward, like process. Literally, you just say, that you want this program, and they approve you. Like they take your veteran status and they get you approved, and that's it. So it's been a great relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
So for those people that wanted to see inside our course, this is what it looks like. And I like to show it just so you guys know how easy it is to navigate and how we've done it. So this is like, I am logged in as a student. If you are just starting, we did the foundation for you. If you have already have all the steps, then we go into marketing. You got to market your business, market your company, market your client. And when you are ready, we go into bidding. So if you go under foundation, because I believe even if you're a consultant, I think you should be able to know all this information, because the more you know, the more that they hear it from your voice of how you speak, of how knowledgeable you are. So, but for the consulting, you're going to go under marketing. And let me see if how to be a consultant. So I go to start course, and under that button, you have the masterclass, which is 8 different videos, and all of these are videos, and also other informations that you're going to have. Then you have earn your first 5K, which is another 5 modules, and then you have all the resources and templates available here.
Can you pull up that client questionnaire one, Maria? No, I'm sorry, the consulting agreement.
Okay.
Oh, well, no, that's good. Actually, go back to that client questionnaire. I like that. I haven't seen it.
These are questions that you should be asking your client. Now, don't sit there with a paper and ask them. Like, this are just understand that this is a conversation and the answers you need to get while you're trying to see if they are a good fit.
Look, you see our first question. What is your average annual sales? How large is your team? What's the average size of a contract that you currently have? Do you have necessary capital credit vendors needed to perform work? Do you have staff members that can assist with updating information, reports, estimates, proposals? These are the things that we ask. These are the things that you should be asking. I'm happy that, like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Roofing Company, I'm happy that you decide. I'm happy that.
Trying to get up.
I'm happy that you decided that this makes sense for you. Just a few quick questions I had, just so we could pre-qualify you to see where you should begin, right? And then talk through that. Do you have all the applicable credit certifications and credit team members necessary? Scroll down, Maria. Like, wait, if not, can you obtain them as needed? What are your minimum size contracts do you want to pursue in the federal arena? And so forth. So keep going, Maria. Sorry, I just want
So we also have an NDA consulting agreement. And I tell people, these are all documents that have gone through our lawyer, an actual attorney. It's not like we Googled them and did it on like legal documents or whatever else you copy and paste from. These are actually things that we have looked into and gotten reviewed. So that one, for some reason, is not showing, but I did this for our students of how I found my 8A company. And like the teacher and me, I have to have things color coordinated and arrows pointing and things like that. I'm visual. So I did like a step-by-step guide. So we have a lot of stuff. Somebody asked me, hey, Maria, I'm nervous I don't know what to say. Can you just record it on your phone and send it to me? So that's what I did. So I recorded on my phone. So you hear about like how I would carry a conversation. So there's a lot of stuff that it's on here. And that's just like one part of the whole Academy 3.0. I'm not calling it a course because when people hear course, they think I'm going to sit in front of a computer for 1 week and it's just going to happen in my head. No. It's not going to happen because some things are like way over your head if you're just starting out. So, and like for me, it was that I looked at like business development, target market list, and subcontracting 4 years ago. And for me, that meant nothing. So I sat in front of a computer for a couple hours and learned nothing. It didn't, because it doesn't stick because it's not relevant. And 2 years later, I had to go back and look at these videos to make sure I'm knowing what to do and things like that. So you go through a lot in here. And what I tell people is, I know everyone just sees how to be a consultant and I'm supposed to get everything from there, but there's a lot more that goes into being a consultant, like understanding how to put a proposal together, understanding how to estimate, understanding how the government words things, also understanding some of those FAR clauses are going to be beneficial to you and your client. So somebody asked, is proposal writing in here? Is bidding estimating in here? So if you click on proposal writing, it takes you to another 11 different ones. Plus sources saw it's its own animal at 6, and then all these. And as you see the videos, they're actual videos of him taking you through them. So it's not like you're just gonna read on your own. I know that we are in a world that we don't read. And here are like our actual examples that we've turned in. As you see, MJ Global. It's like my own proposal that we put together.
A winning proposal.
That we put together and we showed you how to do it. This one was actually you can't see it. I responded to a sources saw it, and it was an
You know why we can't see that? Because you gave the doc file, not the PDF, which people asked for so they could make changes to it. If it was a PDF, then they could see it. But because we gave them the doc file instead of PDF, they can't see it. Like
here's another one that the guy's like, I didn't know if they wanted it broken down. How was it? So this was 2 different documents. They wanted a price separate from the technical. So they have a cover page, knowing what they're going to read, things broken down. And then the next one is probably the technical. So you have everything on here. So that's what Academy 3.0 looks like. So I want you guys to see that it's more. And here's all of our live Q&As. We meet every Tuesday. So the first Tuesday is a general Q&A. The second Tuesday is a learning session, which this week is going to be DLA. A lot of people ask for DLA. Well, this week our guy is coming. Last year he won over 97 different DLA contracts. So there you go. It's and then the third week we break out into our individual groups, and we go by industry. So you are in a small group setting. Learn from those people that are able to do that. And then our fourth one is Speaker Tuesday, which we're bringing an actual expert in that specific field in to just talk to our members only. You're able to ask questions. We've had an attorney. We're getting a finance guy coming in. We're doing certifications. We've done the FAR and how you're able to use them to your. So it's a lot. And a lot of people say that I know a lot, but I know a lot because of all this stuff.
Latoya, I saw you were on here, and then you went away. I put you to the stage. Oh, you're trying to eat. Sorry.
Hey guys,
Hey.
I'm so sorry. I'm also a nurse. I've been up since 2 a.m. So
okay, so we won't keep you long. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just tell us your experience and what happened with the
with Ryan.
Yeah,
So
with Ryan.
funny thing is, as soon as I got your email with the link with the info for Ryan, I contacted him, and he responded the following day and sent 3 attachments. One was just a single page info, and the second was a sheet with your basic info, name, address. They do ask for a copy of your DD-214.
Sure.
And a driver's license.
Okay.
And the second page, the third attachment is one that asks for like, what's your goal? And he's like, he gives an example and said you could just use this. It has like different goals that it's asking about, like financial goal, work skills goal. But he's like, just answer these 2 with this example because it's real basic. And I just went on Govcon page, copied and paste what your goal is, like capability statement, this, and then pasted it there and submitted it. Actually, so I didn't fill out the form. When I saw the attachments, I'm like, I can't. And he actually reached out to me and say, hey, Latoya, I didn't hear back from you. We really want to help you. So just fill out. It's real simple. Just fill it out and let me know. And so I filled it out 2 a.m. in the morning, submitted it, and before noon, he replied and said, okay, I'll send this over to Maria and get the invoice and then send it to accounting. And it was real straightforward.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really, I've received a lot of benefits from the military, and this was the easiest, most straightforward. I was like, okay, had I known, because I had been bugging you guys since like for a few months now about information. So had I known this was so easy, I would have signed up a long time ago. So I'm really excited.
No, that's good. And again, had we known this existed, right, we would have told people a long time ago. So, I mean, as we learn about things,
Yeah.
it's great because look, if people like yourself go out and you learn about these different programs and you bring it back to us, we can share it with our community. Why not take the advantage? And it helps all of us, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of resources, a lot of grants, a lot of money out there. Why not put it back into the community that we're all going to be a part of and support? So this is wonderful. I love it. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
All right.
Look forward to seeing you on Tuesday calls. All right. So
All
go ahead.
right.
Maria. Okay. I see you. Hold on. Did you have something, Kay?
No, I was just watching you guys and I just joined the StreamYard. I didn't know what I was doing. I am such a new baby at this, you guys, I swear. So, but I want to take this time though and just thank you all so much for the information. Like I said, I'm a baby at this. I'm in the transportation arena.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to do something different. My brother, he's been doing government contracts for a long time, and he tried to introduce me and my daughter to it in 2014. And we got everything set up, but it was like once we got everything set up, it was like, what do we do now?
Right. Right.
And so anyway, I'm here. I'm putting in the work, listening to you guys, getting books, trying to read about it and learn about it. I really believe it could be a good move.
Okay. No, I love it. No, it is. This is again, I ran into some folks this weekend at a conference, and we both said the same thing, that this helps shape people's lives and make a difference and change their trajectory altogether. I mean, I know it's done it for Maria.
I was gonna say that, like, it definitely did that for me. I was telling who asked my story. I was telling someone my story. They're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I was a teacher, and I would have never guessed in a million years that I would be doing anything but teaching." And I was very blessed to understand this and know this and have the chance to come back to it after I thought I was going to go back to teaching. Because as soon as my dad's Alzheimer's started progressing, I was like, I have to go be with him. Mm-hmm. And knowing that I know government contracting and that I'm able to stay home and make a living and be able to be there for him, like, that is worth more than I could ever ask for.
Right. And that's what I desire to do, to be at home. My background is I'm a retired culinary chef, and then I got into the logistics business thinking that I was gonna get rich. That didn't happen. And that was a wild ride. But then it's like leading me, back here. Because I was like, okay, the driver doesn't make any money. The dispatcher is a secretary, the broker, and then somehow I landed in government contracts. I said, that's it right there. I just got to study this. I got to get this because I want to be home. I want to work from home. Because I garden, I do all this other kind of stuff that I love doing and being home. So I'm just gonna keep listening to you guys, and then when I'm ready to take that dive, I'm gonna take that dive.
Okay. No, thank you for coming up, and I'm glad you accidentally clicked the link.
I didn't know what I was doing. It was like join StreamYard. So I was like, okay. Well, anyway, thank y'all so much.
No, thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Right now. All right, MJ.
Yeah, and on a good note, like, hold on, my dog's barking at a raccoon or something. I'm putting me on mute.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what Maria was getting ready to say, but I will say this. For me, I've had a ton of experiences, obviously, and when I was at this convention this past weekend, and talking with a gentleman from the Government Contractors Association out of Atlanta, he said the same thing, how really that this is a game changer for minorities, for disenfranchised people, because there's just not a lot of other places where we can go where you can get the opportunities to make, life-changing money and not be discriminated against, and also really not even need a degree or any formal education. You really can go through a program like ours and learn all the things that it takes to be successful, and then apply them in like the arena, right? And working with agencies and sub-agencies. And so we've proven that time and time again. But we did want to come on today and talk about, right, some of the dangers as well, because we wanted people to be realistic. So for those of you who are just joining us, we'll just go through them real quick. Again, the number one danger is working with a company that's too small. Oh, Maria's back. Okay. You were going to say your story about.
No, go finish.
All right. No, I just like to recap because there's new people coming on all the time. So just as a recap, number one is working with a company that's too small. Believe it or not, like I said, having a good heart is great, but being able to help the business, help provide value to the client, which is the agency, which in turn allows you to make money. Sometimes working with someone that's too small, it's just going to get in the way and interfere with that. And so I know it may be easier to talk to people that we know, but if they're too small, you're going to just spend a lot of time wasted. Number two, understanding the rules like, of government contracting. It is different from commercial work. It's definitely different from residential work. And again, we're talking about federal procurement, so that makes it even different from city and state. And so you definitely want to know the rules, understand them so that you can properly advise your client. Clearly define your roles and responsibilities. Maria, can you go back to on the course, on the consulting part, just so we can talk about some of those things? So clearly define your roles and responsibilities. That's something that's really important because you don't want people treating you like a secretary. And not that there's anything wrong with being a secretary, but that's just not what we signed up for. When we decided we want to be a consultant, we want to be more like a partner to the entity so that we could essentially leverage my skills, my best practices, my knowledge to help
Consulting is a lot like
them
Bitcoin
go to the next
because a
level,
lot of people
and then at
don't
the
really
same time,
understand what is the
really take what they're good at and a combination of what we've learned and put that together to foster a healthy relationship that's going to support the mission of, excuse me, whatever agency that we're pursuing. So you really want to clearly define those roles and responsibilities. Also, the expectations, right? So, for example, are they expecting you to go to conferences at your own expense? Are they expecting you to go to meetings at your own expense? Or are you asking them to go to meetings, right? So having to lay that out, who's going to go to the meetings, who's going to be on the phone calls, who's going to go to the events, right? And how's all that going to be compensated or paid for, right? These are things that you may not be thinking about, but they're so incredibly powerful and impact your journey that you've got to kind of talk about that in the beginning. Uh, Number
Please
four,
talk about it in the beginning.
a team that's really ready, willing, and able to perform work. So regardless of the size of the entity that you're working with, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, everybody's busy. So if you can't, at the beginning, nail that down. Hey, look, this sounds great. Like I said, I was at dinner last night with this, very wealthy guy. He's got 18 shopping centers here in one of the richest cities in the richest counties in Florida. And so, I told him, look, I sit at a lot of these dinner tables like this with a lot of people like yourself, and it's great. But I tell you what, uh, great, you may have the resources, but do you have a team that's really ready and able to actually do the job? So whether or not you're willing to, that's fine. But if I were to give you something today, do you have people that you can pull off to the side and get them to come out here and show up and do work? So again, I lay that out from day one because I want to set the tone and I want to set the expectations and I want them to know to take me serious and vice versa. You want them to take you serious and you want to just kind of be upfront and not be so elated that you've got a potential client in front of you that's going to sign a deal, because that client is no good if the government call you with a job and you can't do no work. So that client is good as crap if you can't actually go there and deliver so everyone can get paid. So I know, again, in the beginning we're all excited and we're like, hey, I got a client, I got a client, but getting past all of these things is going to ensure that you have a client that's going to allow you to make money and to win in this space. So,
You wanted me to go back to the course.
yeah, hold on real quick. All right, David Matthews, I'm logistics management from the Navy, now Army, good stuff. David, we've already mentioned before, we do have a grant from Goodwill Industries and USAA that you can take our programs for free. Leland, it says, learn during World War II, Frito-Lay landed a huge government contract to source Frito chips to soldiers that to propel them to become the #1 snack producer in the country. That's true. Victory says, does join 2.0, does that make you a member? I don't see emails for Zoom. Yes, if you're in 2.0, Victory, and if you're still in 2.0, if you were a lifetime member or your renewal, then you should be on the email. So if you're not on the email list, send an email out to Erica, because sometimes what happens to people is you sign up for a different email than you're in the program, or somehow you might have stopped receiving emails. If you stop engaging with our emails, they take you out the system so that we're not considered spam. So we do that occasionally for people who've been non-responsive over the last, say, year or two. We just automatically take them out. Randy, again, Govcon can take it to the next level. Gilbert says, I had an interview with Frito-Lay. How your military can easily be government contracts. Cool. So, yeah, no, I want you to go back and just because I want to share that on there, the stuff that we talked about. Now your screen looks a little blurry for some reason. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's better. All right. No, I just want to show that, kind of go over those things that we're talking about. But no, listen, Maria, it's 8:40. Both of us are busy. We've been at this all day. I think we've answered everyone's questions for the most part. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. I didn't say that enough today, just because I didn't want to talk about the grant. I want to make sure that was covered. I did want to talk about all the things that we're working on. Here's the information. Screenshot it. Call Ryan if you're a veteran or your veteran spouse. Call Ryan, and they're giving a grant to take our programs. So take advantage of that. I don't know how much more we can do for folks. If you have any questions, here's our contact information. Send us an email. Give us a call. Give us a ring. Maria, anything else I left out?
No, I really want people to see and hear the good, the bad, and the ugly out of being a consultant. You are going to have some moments of being overwhelmed and questioning why, where, and how. But at the end of the day, you have to, and I tell everyone this, you have to understand why you came into it. Some people come into it because they want to reach a certain financial goal. Some of us come into it because we want to have the ease to work from home because of family. Some of us come into this because we want to feel we've made it in our business. So there's a lot of different whys, but regardless of your why, always keep that in the back of your head, because it's what's going to drive you to be able to challenge yourself to do a little bit more, but also that's what's going to drive you to keep going during those bad moments. And when you hold that first check in your hand, it's really exciting. Like I had the feeling of it actually worked. Like it worked. Like this is proof that it works. So it does work. It's fun. Like you get into our Tuesday calls and you hear us. Like this is what we do. This is what we live. So, and being around a group of people that understand what you do and what you live every day, it's big, because my parents are finally, after 5 years, getting what I do, a little bit of a kind of an edge of what I do. But it's nice to talk to someone and for them to understand what you do. And it takes you places. You get to meet a lot of people in this arena that you never thought you would meet. And they have opportunities for you that you didn't even think existed. So I think it's an awesome. And I am forever grateful. I went on a disaster relief trip about 5 years ago, and now I'm here on YouTube with him. So
we've got our own following base. Yeah.
I am very blessed to have stumbled across all this and learned by default. And now I'm very excited to see others succeed way beyond where I am right now. So if you guys have any questions, call Erica, email us. I put it on our chat service at Govcon Giants, or 786-477-0477. So you have a way to reach us. Just call us, email us. Today I had a lady call. All she spoke was Spanish, and it was out of a YouTube video that I did in Spanish. So we are here for everyone.
Yep. All right. Listen, big ups to you too, Victory Investor. Everyone, I hope you reach out to my man Ryan. If you're a veteran, if you're not a veteran, jump in. Look, the amount of money that you're going to spend you're going to get that 100 times over. So, but we've got to do something that's at least nominal to make it worth your time, and also to make it worth our time, so we can continue doing all the great things that we do and supporting the programs that we have in place. So, Richard, thank you.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. 500 to 5 million.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
That's right.
This year It's going to be the best year ever.
That's right. That's right. Everybody tell Maria happy birthday. You know. All right.
Bye,
Bye now.
guys.
Take care, everyone.